By the early 50s, segregation was frayed by the war and torn in spots where the court had acted. The white primary was outlawed. Housing covenants outlawed. Some graduate and law schools were forced to admit blacks. But the court was aware that the big fight was still to come. The schools, K through 12, white children and black in the same classroom.
Southerners assumed that if grade school kids were in a desegregated setting, they'd get to know each other and they'd get to date each other and then they'd marry each other. And that was the strongest taboo that the South had.
That nigga ain't fucking my daughter.
Led by Thurgood Marshall and other young lawyers like Robert Carter, the NAACP Legal Defense Fund was running or aiding cases all over the country. The court picked 5 and consolidated them into one set of arguments, forever known as Brown versus Board of Education of Topeka, Kansas. As oral arguments approached, people camped outside the building to assure themselves a seat in the courtroom. NAACP lawyers Marshall and Carter were up against a formidable adversary, John W. Davis, a former presidential candidate making the last of his 140 appearances at the Supreme Court. But his arguments had a familiar ring. Separate wasn't necessarily unequal. Blacks should be happy with the way things were. Didn't states have the right to educate their children as they saw fit? When the 3 days of arguments were over, Davis was heard to remark, "I think we've got it won, 5-4, or maybe 6-3. The justices scheduled another hearing on the case. But before that could happen, Chief Justice Vincent died of a heart attack. President Eisenhower chose to nominate Earl Warren, formerly the governor of California. On May 17, 1954, there were signs. Some of the justices' wives showed up. Some clerks were tipped off. Then reporters rushed the courtroom.
Warren starts off in a bland manner, and you can't tell for a while as he's delivering the opinion what the outcome is going to be. And then he comes to the key line and he says, "And we unanimously hold that separate but equal has no place in the Constitution." And it was just electric in the courtroom when he said unanimous.
We conclude that in the field of public education, the doctrine of separate but equal has no place. Separate educational facilities are inherently unequal. Therefore, we unanimously hold that the plaintiffs are deprived of the equal protection laws guaranteed by the 14th Amendment.
Talking about politics coming from a view of the streets, you know what I'm saying, dog? We're not coming from professional view. We're not lawyers, none of that shit that's on TV, you know what I'm saying? We come straight from the hood. The hood view, you know? Representation of black people, period, on the bench, because we don't know who Clarence Thomas is representing. He's sitting on a Supreme Court, sitting on a bench, smelling like cocoa butter.
You know.
2, 3, 4, 5. We live. Welcome to Hoodview Politics. I am Rabbit Jones.
I am Tony, the #1 soul brother.
And this is Hoodview Politics.
Hoodview Politics.
Where we go into deep, detailed dive.
Deep.
In the
deep,
politics
deep.
from a hood point of view, baby.
We're going deep down, 40,000 leagues under the sea.
Welcome. We appreciate everybody that tunes in. Coast to coast. Worldwide. Facebook. Follow us on Facebook immediately. Instagram.
Right.
Follow your boys.
What is y'all holding up
ASAP.
for?
You know what I'm saying? That it's just politics from the hood. It's nothing special. You know what I'm saying? That what's going on with you, player?
Oh man, the same old shit. Same old shit. These politicians. I don't know what's up with them. They banning books. Man, they banning poems. You just can't get a break from this mess.
And we also
no matter what you do.
also we got motherfucking Republican party race heating up. We got a ban in Florida that we need to touch on.
Oh yeah.
We got a lot to get into today. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah.
Jim Brown
know.
for sure.
Oh,
Let's
yeah,
start. Let's start with Jim Brown. Matter of fact,
You gotta start with Jim. Crazy
Jim
ass
Brown. Now, you probably sitting there like, this is a politics show. What the fuck they talking about football? Nah. The difference is between the football players today and the football players before. They did two things. They played football and they were civil rights activists.
And in his case, he was a little bit more than that. But I don't want to. ESPN did something the other day. Like as soon as that man passed, like they been holding it up, waiting to throw that shit up out there. And it's just like when Michael Jackson passed, the first thing they wanted to talk about was the trial. When Whitney Houston passed, the first thing they want to throw out there is she was on drugs. Now when Jim Brown passed, the first thing they wanted to do on ESPN is to throw out that he beat up several women and threw one off the balcony.
Not good.
Which wasn't a good look. Which wasn't a good look.
Straight off the balcony. You know what I'm saying?
Tossed her. And it wasn't off of no first floor balcony. It was a way up there balcony. Well, you know, look, we all got our flaws and we all got shit that we done that we wish we hadn't done. But it seems that, you know, and it always goes back to race and you really don't want it to. But it seems like, you know, whenever one of us passed on, you know, they won't throw out there the stuff he did in the movement, but they throw out there what he did in his personal life, you know, not condoning the fact that, you know, he was beating up women and shit like that. You know, that was some punk shit. I don't give a fuck who you is. But
yeah. Him and OJ remind me of the same people because he transitioned from, he was like more of a, like once he got accepted from the white culture, OJ was the same way. Once he got accepted from white culture, he was in the commercials and they was accepting him as he shaved his mustache, his beard.
but it was,
you know how motherfucking black dudes do when they in the white culture. They don't have no mustache, they don't have no beard.
Yeah, but with Jim, it was different because Jim wasn't really accepted. You know, they acknowledge his, you know, what he did on the football field, but he wasn't, you know, they ain't really like him because, you know, he was knee deep in the movement. And then when he left playing football, he went straight into making films, making movies and shit. They wasn't putting him in putting him in them high budget Hollywood films. You know, he was one of the people leading the black exploitation film, you know, when it was good just to stick anybody that had anybody that was black and had a name, they stuck in front of a movie and, you know, a movie camera, and, you know, studios pumped the hell out of them. That's how you got Jim Brown.
What was the joint when he had the other two motherfuckers with him? It was all three of them.
3 the Hard Way?
Yeah, 3 the Hard Way.
And you had Fred Williamson. He was a football player. And, you know, you had, I mean, during the 70s, that was a thing. And, you know, some of the movies was good.
3 the Hard Way was the shit though.
Yeah. Oh man, my joint was black exploitation films. Oh man. I like Truck Turner with Isaac Hayes. That was my shit. That was one of the best. And Sweetback's Badass Song. You can never go wrong with that. And the number one black exploitation film in my book, The Mac.
Oh yeah. Hands down. Yeah.
You know, The Mac, you put Superfly was alright, but the
It's
soundtrack,
the Mac.
the soundtrack made Superfly. Curtis Mayfield's soundtrack made Superfly, and
The Mac had so many things in that movie that
And-
just
yeah,
separate from
the
everything.
Mac, the Mac and Shaft. Them was, but you also had, oh man, shit like Cornbread Earl and Me. God, I mean, you can go along. Shit, the Dolomite films, bad acting. Shit. And we be all night. But Jim Brown was in the forefront because of those films, but that was Black Hollywood back then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And, but one of my favorite Jim Brown film is I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker. That was some funny ass shit.
Yeah, that was
Him and that big ass toe.
that damn show man shit.
But
This
he-
nigga won the motherfucking NFL most valuable player 3 times, bro.
yeah, the nigga was unstoppable.
Hell yeah. Rookie of the year,
Yeah.
first team All Pro 8
Yeah.
times, second team All Pro
Yep.
9 times, Pro Bowl,
Look.
8 NFL rushing leaders,
Look,
Titans.
you can talk
5-time
about
NFL rushing.
you can talk
touchdown
about
leader.
Barry. You can talk about Barry and Emmett and Walter, and all of them was great. All of them was great. Don't take nothing from them. Except maybe Emmett. I'm not. No, I don't get nobody. I don't get Emmett a credit. But before them, and since them, it always been Jim Brown, because they talk about how if Barry hadn't walked away, Barry would have put that rushing record somewhere and nobody probably would catch it. And Emmett damn sure wouldn't catch it if Barry hadn't walked away. Jake will be mad about that. But if Jim Brown hadn't walked away, Jim Brown back in the 60s and fought where they was playing like, I don't even know if they was playing 12 games a season yet. It might have been 12. I ain't sure when Jim was playing, but it was way less games, and it took it to the 80s and 90s and shit for some of his records to fall. If he hadn't walked away from the game, Jim would have put that record somewhere nobody to never touch it.
Yeah, 12,000 yards rushing.
Yeah.
He averaged 5.2 a carry, 106 yards. 106 touchdowns his whole career, and receiving touchdowns 20. So he was one of the top running backs in the history. He was at 12.
Hell yeah.
He was at 12,000 yards. Walter Payton was, and y'all know I love the Bears. Walter Payton surpassed him with 14. I think it was 15, matter of fact, 1,000. And then Emmitt Smith passed Walter Payton.
Yep.
And that's where it stands now. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like Jim Brown, Walter Payton, those two right there really, really got yards off of nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially Jim Brown. Like Emmitt Smith had a whole front line. He had Irvin. He had all types of shit flying around his ass. Where he was just like the third wheel or something. Jim Brown and Walter Payton were the key people on the team, period.
Barry Sanders got yards off of nothing.
Yeah, but Barry Sanders was irrelevant though.
No, he's not irrelevant.
Yeah, he can't block. He can't catch no passes out of the backfield. So he's not. He's not Jim Brown or Walter Payton, bro.
With his job,
so he under those two.
We're not even gonna start that one.
He basically under these two for a reason of he's not a complete running back.
You wanted to. If
you want to tell me, you telling me he's a complete running back?
Well, if you want to,
are you telling me Barry Sanders is a complete running back?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Yeah. You tell me he can block?
Yes.
What are you talking about? Barry Sanders?
Look.
Hold on, no.
Have to.
Don't just take anything now. Barry Sanders.
You telling me the man? How you gonna bury the man like that?
No. You telling me Barry Sanders can block? Really?
What all this blocking Walter Payton did?
What? You telling me Barry Sanders can catch the fucking ball?
Yes.
Bruh, are you fucking serious? Barry Sanders, Walter Payton and Jim Brown compared to Barry Sanders catching the ball out the backfield? He's not even compared to those two.
Look, Barry
Blocking.
was used in a different way than Walter Payton and Jim Brown.
No. Stop.
Franco Harris.
Stop.
And a lot of different.
Hold on. Jim Brown, Walter Payton, you putting Barry Sanders in it. I don't know why. But we got Jim Brown.
You gotta put Barry Sanders in there as one of the
Jim
best
Brown, Walter Payton.
No, you can't.
I'm about to tell you why.
No, you can't.
You got
to
Jim
put
Brown.
Barry Sanders in there.
Hold on.
You have to put motherfucker Marshall Faulk in there. You have to put motherfucker Eric Dickerson in there. You have to put what's the one OJ that fuck OJ White? Marcus Allen. You got to put him in there.
All right, now
you got to put all of them up in there.
We talking about running backs.
But if you going
hold on, not just you just getting the ball and running. It's more to running backs than that, right? Right or wrong? It's way more
nowadays
to
it is.
Nowadays.
Nowadays it is.
What do you mean?
Nowadays it is. Running backs they using way different, way more different ways. Look,
Walter Payton stayed on every down.
Look,
Jim Brown stayed on every fucking down, meaning they blocked.
That don't mean they blocked.
Barry Sanders left the fuck out of the game, bro. You didn't leave Barry Sanders down in the motherfucking 3rd and 10.
No.
Barry Sanders was not in there on the 3rd and 11.
You're not even gonna go there because
we talking reality.
To the 80s and to the 90s.
No, fuck that.
Most running backs stayed in for 3 downs.
Forget all that.
It wasn't a
Forget all that.
It wasn't a 3 down.
We're not talking about that. Will you stick Barry Sanders in the back block?
You want to see it?
Stop. Hold on, bro.
Barry Sanders is one of the best running backs
that's
ever played the game.
We agree on that.
Period.
And that's over.
Period.
Now, when we start talking about comparing
I don't give a
him,
fuck how he was used.
all right,
I don't give a fuck what his skill set was for doing what they asked that man to do, and we do not know.
Ain't nobody asked nobody to do nothing.
We don't know what the Detroit.
We talking about running backs.
We look
when you bring him up, that means you trying to put him and compare him to Jim Brown and Walter.
Back is
hold on,
used in the same way.
Nobody care about that.
You got to care about
nobody
that.
cares
because nobody.
That nigga could not fucking block. He could not catch no passes out of the backfield, bro.
It was a lot of.
What are you talking about?
If you want to go on blocking,
hold on.
Better blocking running back than
hold on.
What are you talking about?
Okay, hold on. Jim Brown, Walter Payton is one of the top blacks of blocking in the NFL history. Period.
Who told you this?
Stop. What do you mean? These facts.
What facts? Pull the facts up.
First of all, you leave Walter Payton in every fucking down. Wanna know why?
Who was it you leaving in?
Blocks, bro.
Wait a minute. You was leaving in Franco on every Franco Harris.
I don't know if you just talking off your feelings right now, or we talking off facts.
We're talking about
Franco Harris is not the top running backs in the league ever, bro. What are you talking about?
Making up the facts again.
If we talking about the top 3 backs, top 4 backs, we talking about Walter Payton, Jim Brown, and you threw in Barry Sanders.
You can throw in Barry Sanders. You can throw in Eric Dickerson.
You can't throw in anybody, bro.
You can throw in
You can't throw in anybody.
Yes, you can.
You can't.
Because there's a lot of fucking great running backs.
Cool. They can run the ball. But you got to do more.
You left on O.J. Simpson. So what are you talking about?
You got to do more.
So what are you talking about?
To be on the full fucking field, first of all. Barry Sanders left out of the fucking court
in the 60s,
bruh,
70s, and all the way through the 80s.
None of that fucking matters. Yes, we don't care what year it was. You bringing running backs up, that matters. Nobody cares.
They did not start that shit. What you had 3rd down backs and you had specialist backs, and to the West Coast.
You're not making no sense, bro.
So it wasn't a West Coast.
So you trying to tell me it was no running back during Barry Sanders' time that was all 3 down back that could block, catch the fucking ball?
It was John Riggs, John Riggins. Are you crazy? Dorsett. You want to keep going on and going on?
You making my point?
Come on.
Barry Sanders could not do none of that. But you give him the ball when he running. He the best running back ever.
You are out of your mind.
He the most electric.
He's a running back. He's not a wide receiver. Come on.
He a running back. You got to be able to block. You got to be able to catch out the backfield, bro.
Bullshit.
What the fuck you mean?
Because every running back is not asked to do that.
Fuck that. Can you do it? He cannot do it.
That don't mean he couldn't do it.
He can't block.
That don't mean he couldn't do it.
He can't block, bro.
Come on, you couldn't even stop that man. All the fucking whole offense was
He was
get the ball to
running the
Sanders.
ball, yes, but
Right.
he could not. He was a liability on blocking.
No, he wasn't.
What are you? Oh God! Now you just talking.
No, you just
Brian
talking.
Sanders is not a blocking fucking viable person on your fucking team, bro.
So
What are you talking
that
about?
makes, even if he wasn't,
Okay,
does that make
stop.
him not?
He was not.
Was he? Does that makes him not a great running back?
I didn't never say that.
So what you bringing it up for?
What I'm telling you is he's not better
You
than
pulling us up? You pulling up
Brian
some bullshit
Sanders.
to
What do
bury
you
the man?
mean?
Come on, you downgrading the man because he didn't do. You didn't watch the motherfucking
Bruh,
Jim Brown
I
play.
never
You don't know
fucking-
how. You don't know.
I
how
never
Jim-
fucking downgraded Barry Sanders.
Yes, you did.
What are you
just did
talking about?
downgrade it.
You brought him up in the image,
Right. Because
Stop.
you put him.
Let
you
me
got to-
talk.
You got to put him in the conversation
You
of the
said
best
that.
backs ever.
Now, when I talk about the greatest running backs ever, you gotta be a running back that does running back activities, bruh. Not just run the fucking ball. Period. And when I brought up
running back,
when I brought up Jim Brown, Walter Payton, those people block and catch the ball.
how you know this? Did you watch Jim Brown play?
Yes.
When? You're a goddamn liar. Jim Brown
Bruh,
was at the motherfucker.
this-
If Jim
this-
Brown was
this
at the
what I
league
don't
before
like.
I was born,
This
he
what I don't
was damn
like.
sure out the league
This one
before
I don't
you
like.
was
This one I
born.
don't like. This one I don't like. When we talk about sports, if you don't see it, that didn't exist. That's not true.
Did you watch this man play?
So he didn't exist.
It is a difference between watching highlights of somebody play
Stop.
into watching a man's
Okay, stop for a
career.
minute. Stop for a minute. So you telling me Jim Brown, Walter Payton could not block? Yes or fucking no?
I don't
We're not
know.
even talking about Barry Sanders.
Let me put it like this. I've watched Walter
We
Payton.
talking about all around
Wait
backs.
wait a minute. I have watched Walter Payton play.
I'm
I can
listening.
speak on Walter Payton.
I'm listening.
I haven't watched Jim Brown play except for highlights.
That don't make sense.
It does make sense because I don't know. I haven't seen the totality of his career. The man was out of the league before I was born.
Who
I
cares?
No, because only thing I have seen is highlights. I have
All
not
right.
seen full game film. I have not watched whole games of this
All
man
right, so
play.
stop for a minute.
And,
Stop for a minute.
and nobody else of mine
Okay.
ever has. So
All right,
can
I'm
you
gonna tell you
speak
how
on
that's
what he can
irrelevant.
do?
I'm gonna tell you how
It's not irrelevant.
I'm gonna tell you how that's irrelevant. So my son is 11. So you telling me anybody he haven't seen live is not good?
I didn't say he
What the
wasn't
fuck
good.
are you saying then?
I'm not saying what I am saying.
If you didn't see it, they not competing for the best ever.
All I'm saying, listen to me. I did not see the totality.
So if you don't see
of
him,
Jim
it didn't
Brown's
happen.
career. So I can't tell you how
So if you
good
don't
of a
see it-
blocker he was.
If you didn't see it, it didn't happen then?
And so you didn't see it, don't mean it did happen.
That's irrelevant if I seen it or not. It happened.
Motherfucking irrelevant if I didn't see it, but you didn't
That's
see
not-
it either. Did you see Jim Brown play?
That makes it didn't happen.
Did you see Jim Brown play? It don't mean it did.
So he didn't run for 12,000 yards.
We know that. That's documented.
I never seen him running
That's
for all
documented.
those 12,000
That's
yards.
documented.
So did he do
That's
it?
documented.
So you're not making
Every
any
block he
sense.
made is not
That's my
documented.
point. You don't have
Every
to fucking see it,
document-
bruh.
That doesn't mean he did.
You don't have to see it.
Come on.
You don't have to be the
cannot
one to
say-
see it.
Look, you can.
So hold on, stop. So you put it on the line right now.
One of the greatest backs.
You saying right now,
history.
if a person don't see the person, that person's not good no more.
If a tree falls in the woods and nobody hears, doesn't make a sound.
That's not the same.
If a tree falls in the woods and nobody sees it, doesn't make a sound.
Okay,
Did
stop.
you see this man
Stop.
play?
Okay,
Do
stop.
You sit
Stop.
down and
Stop.
Have you
Stop.
watched every game he played
now
with the
stop.
Cleveland Browns?
You tell me nobody seen Michael Jordan play?
Now everybody ain't seen Michael Jordan play. You got people.
You tell me
got
nobody
people-
seen Michael Jordan play.
Yes, people have seen. Everybody has
So
seen
you
Michael
can't
Jordan
put
play.
that foot no fucking tree in the woods when nobody seen. Everybody
We're not
seen
talking about Michael
Stop
Jordan
for a
play.
minute. Can I talk?
You
Millions,
talk nonsense.
millions, and millions upon millions of people seen that nigga live. Period.
Period.
That's not
No
fair.
doubt.
So what you saying is irrelevant.
What
now,
do you mean? It's
can I
irrelevant.
finish, bruh?
You trying to make yourself right?
No.
You're not right.
Can I
You
finish?
do not know how.
If you let me
the man
finish-
was great. You telling me? Have you seen it? I'm asking you. Have you seen this man play?
I'm making my point now. You saying if you don't see it, it didn't happen. And I'm telling you, this nigga Jim Brown had 12,000 yards. I didn't see all of them. He did it.
Okay.
Walter Payton had 15,000 yards rushing. I seen some of them. I didn't see all of them. But he did it. So what you're saying is the fact if the nigga don't see it, don't let me finish.
That.
Gotta let me finish.
I'm not doubting that.
If a nigga don't see it, it don't happen. It's irrelevant.
I didn't say that.
What the fuck are you saying then?
Asking you. You coming telling me.
You telling me I ain't seeing all of his rushing yards? Well, that makes it relevant.
You're right. On to the next subject.
Thank you.
On to the next subject.
So if I ain't see all his yards,
you're right.
It makes it irrelevant.
Rest in peace, Jim Brown.
Does it make it irrelevant now?
On to the next subject.
It makes it irrelevant.
Look, on to the next subject.
Hold on. You said I didn't see it.
Next one.
You said you never seen Jim Brown.
See the man play.
That makes it irrelevant?
Huh?
That makes what he done on the field irrelevant.
No, it makes your opinion irrelevant.
How?
You do not know. You have not seen the motherfucking totality of his career. Have you seen him block? Have you seen videos of him blocking?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. You seen cherry pick shit. Have you seen his career to know
cherry pick? I'm watching him block. That's my eyes.
Okay.
Now, when you read a history book, do you believe it?
No. I don't believe everything.
Are you being realistic right now,
bro?
You
believe everything you read?
You're not being realistic, bro.
Do you believe everything you read?
You're not being realistic, bro.
Look, the man ran for...
You're not being realistic.
Like you said,
you don't have to be there to see
documented.
it. You don't believe in slavery?
His yards is documented.
Do you believe in slavery?
What?
Did slavery happen?
Yes.
You wasn't there, bro.
Don't go.
You didn't see it.
Don't go there with me.
You didn't see it.
Don't go there with me.
So how can you
don't
get your
go there
opinion?
with me with slavery?
How can you get your opinion?
Easy. My motherfucking great-grandfather lived.
Again. That's my point.
How do I believe it?
You don't have to see it.
Grandfather lived to what?
You making my point.
18 years.
Thank you.
He died in 1981.
You make my point. You make my point.
I
don't have to see Jim Brown.
So I don't have to, motherfucker.
All right.
I got it from the horse's mouth.
Thank you.
Do you got it?
I don't have to see Jim Brown live.
You talk to Jim Brown.
I don't have to see Jim Brown live to see video of him.
You're going by what somebody saying.
I know.
I'm asking you.
Listen to me. Listen to me.
Have your eyes
listen
seen
to
this
me.
Man play.
Listen to me then. I don't have to see him live to see him play football, Tony. I seen him play football. I seen him block. I know he's better blocking than fucking Barry Sanders, bro. Do you know that? I seen Barry Sanders play live. I know he can't block. Now you get it? I seen Walter Payton play. Hold on. I'm finished. I watched Walter Payton play live. Block.
Who hasn't?
Stop. You said me. I watched him play live. Block. Throw the fucking ball. Catch the fucking ball. Live. Barry Sanders can't do it.
That still don't make
I watched Barry Sanders live, and he can't do that. Now you can't tell me about my fucking opinion, bro.
What? That's still you. That's still what your opinion.
I seen both of them.
I watch him. In my opinion, he can't.
I seen both of them.
In my opinion, he can't block.
Live. He can't catch the ball out of the backfield.
Just like it's my opinion that Michael Jordan is not the greatest basketball player.
Who is it?
My opinion is Magic Johnson.
What you
what that doesn't make it wrong.
That makes you a person.
I seen both of them play.
That makes you a person just talking.
What?
Because you know,
okay,
bro.
So your opinion on
Magic Johnson. If I bring Magic Johnson here right now,
your opinion don't make you a person that's talking. Your everything that come out your mouth is gospel.
If I bring Magic Johnson here right here and tell you shut the fuck up, Michael Jordan the best ever.
That's
so that makes you not making sense. The person
I might just tell. I think he's a better.
But the person you talk about, you saw, will tell you that nigga is the best he ever saw.
Okay, he's not gonna come
now
out and say
that makes that irrelevant, bro.
No, it doesn't make it irrelevant. If I say, in my opinion, that the best basketball player I saw, that I believe is the better basketball player, who I believe is the greatest basketball player. If that's my opinion,
but that won't make it just opinion.
Huh?
That won't make nothing.
Everybody got an
that won't make no debating fact.
Because it's not a fact.
It's not even a debate. That's not even a debate.
Because some people say it's LeBron. I don't believe that.
That's not even a debating fact, but it can be debate for some people. Matt Johnson.
That's what I'm saying.
Magic Johnson is not a debating fact for anybody.
Bullshit.
But you.
It's a lot of people that think
that's a difference there, young.
The best basketball player.
Who said that?
Come on.
Come the fuck on.
Come on. look, you right. Everybody else is wrong. On to the next.
What you mean?
Because we don't already waste a half hour.
No, you want to make a point that can't nobody make a opinion on anybody that they never saw live, and that's wrong.
What I said.
That's what you said.
I cannot, and nobody of this generation cannot form an opinion on the totality, the everything about Jim Brown's career unless you watched him. You
did.
Cannot. You haven't watched Jim Brown's career.
Why you gotta watch
it? The man was out the league before you was born. Why the fuck you watched his career?
Why I gotta watch it live?
When did you watch Jim Brown play football?
Why
he left football in the 60s.
Why do I have to watch
I'm
Brown?
older than you. I was born in 1970. The man was out of the league before I was even born. How the fuck you watched him play?
Listen to what you're saying. You telling me if I don't watch him live, I can't watch him?
Have you watched?
Yes,
the whole career of Jim
Why
Brown.
I gotta watch his whole career to know he can block, bruh? You're not making sense. Why I gotta watch his whole career to
Have
see
you watched half of his career?
You just talked. Why I gotta watch his whole career to see he can block and he can catch?
So you go take.
Why I gotta watch his complete whole career?
You will form that opinion.
I watch Barry Sanders' whole career.
Motherfuckers do that every year at the motherfucking draft. They'll put together a motherfucking highlight package of all the good motherfucking plays and eliminate all the bullshit, send it to the scouts, send it to whoever, and you think this motherfucker was the best motherfucking player on the planet Earth.
Irrelevant.
They do it every year. I'm saying.
I watched Barry Sanders from college to pros.
Look.
Are you listening to me now?
We're talking Jim
I watched Barry Sanders when he was in Oklahoma till when he got drafted. He could not block in Oklahoma, bro. He could not catch in Oklahoma, bro.
So say you right.
Now what?
No, if you're right,
don't tell me if I don't see him, I can't
tell it.
I can't comprehend what they did.
That don't make him one of the best backs of all time.
That means you're not complete. That makes you not better than Walter Payton.
Well, how you
that makes you not better than Jim Brown.
What do you?
Because they could do all those things, bro.
Know he was asked to do.
Barry Sanders, he didn't do it then.
Huh?
All right. We seen this done.
How do you know?
We seen it done with Walter Payton.
We know how
we seen it done.
Used.
Who cares?
He was used
we seen it done.
Runner, and it wasn't a.
That's all he done.
Runner in a month. That's all he had to do.
How much better running?
Do?
How much
That's
better?
What he was drafted to do.
Okay, you agree with me that he can't catch better than Walter Payton. He can't block better than Walter Payton.
Matter of fact,
he
let me tell you something.
He can't throw better than Walter Payton.
Walter Payton was a hell of a runner. I didn't see Walter Payton do all that motherfucking catch.
I seen all that. I seen that.
I'm telling you what.
I seen him throw.
I'm not gonna
he threw for 4, 5, 16 touchdowns for his career, bruh. What is wrong with you? He caught for more receiving touchdowns than more your fucking receivers on Redskins Commanders, bruh. That's why I say he better than Barry Sanders. Now you see what I'm saying?
Next subject.
5,000 yards receiving as a running back. That's more than receivers. That's making him better than motherfucking Barry Sanders, bruh.
Look,
that's what I mean.
Next subject.
100 receiving. Hold on.
Look.
100 catches receiving in one season. When the fuck did Barry Sanders sniff that, bruh?
He wasn't.
But Walter Payton did that twice.
Maybe.
Who cares? It was done by two people. Walter Payton and Jim McMahon done that. And Jim Brown done those things. You cannot ever see Barry Sanders catch 100 passes, bruh. So stop it.
You don't know this, that the man could do
it. He never done it.
He wasn't asked to do this.
He didn't do it. Can you agree on that? He never caught 100 passes.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
Can you say yes or no?
You said
Barry Sanders never caught 100 passes.
No, he never caught. Barry Sanders never caught 100 passes.
Walter Payton caught 100 passes.
Okay, Walter Payton caught 100 passes.
Did Barry Sanders ever throw a touchdown?
I don't know.
Walter Payton threw 4.
Okay.
That's what I'm telling you. He can throw, catch, block. Barry Sanders can only run.
Okay.
How much better runner is Barry Sanders than Walter Payton?
Way better.
Did you say way better?
Way better.
Bruh.
As a pure runner?
Yes.
Yes.
15,000 yards?
Yes.
Compared to what? Not even near 15,000.
Yes.
Barry Sanders didn't reach it.
Look, if he hadn't walked away from the game just like Jim Brown did, he did the same thing Jim Brown did. The record didn't mean shit. He walked away. He basically let him have it.
He still had 5,000 yards receiving.
And he still had gas in the motherfucking tank.
Walter Payton had 5,000 yards receiving, bro.
Okay. He was used in a different.
Now I don't care about that.
Come on.
You told me he's a better back. Don't start telling me. Don't start peeling off the onions and shit.
I'm gonna shut you. If he was a better back, why the fuck he use refrigerator Perry on the goal line instead of him in the fucking Super Bowl?
Who cares about that?
Now I care about that. If he's such a great back, why they had to bring?
That don't even make any sense.
Why did they bring in the refrigerator?
Barry Sanders didn't go to the Super Bowl.
Why they did?
Barry Sanders didn't even go to the Super Bowl.
And you know why?
So you're not making sense.
You know,
Walter Payton was in the Super Bowl.
You know where he got stopped from going for?
And you know why Walter Payton was in the Super Bowl? He led the league in rushing the year he was in the Super Bowl, bro. Huh? Walter Payton led the league in rushing the year he's in the Super Bowl, bro.
But he didn't lead the
No, you just brought up a play.
Why the fuck he get pulled?
You brought a play up.
He got pulled.
You brought up one play.
Why he got pulled?
It's a goal line play that Fred's run all the season.
So is he a great running back? He should have ran.
You're not making sense now. All right,
I don't, because that's the thinking you.
I understand you love Barry Sanders, bro.
Look,
the facts are the facts. Barry Sanders, my shit too.
Barry Sanders,
but he wasn't better. He wasn't a better running back, pure running back than these people I'm naming. Barry Sanders, Walter Payton, and Jim Brown.
You say all he did was run.
I said,
and then you say he's not a better pure running back.
How much better running back than he was than Jim Brown or Walter Payton, bro?
Better all around motherfucking running backs. You had Ricky Waters, Marshall Falk.
Then who?
Tell me.
Walter Payton?
Yeah. You gonna tell you ain't gonna put a Marshall Falk up there?
He's not better than Walter Payton, so why you bringing him up?
Oh, have mercy.
What you mean? He bet Marshall Falk better than Walter Payton. That what you saying right now?
As an all-around motherfucking running back.
Running back, period.
As an all-around running back, you goddamn right. I'm taking Marshall.
And then I'm gonna take that back from you. How many fucking touchdown passes Marshall Falk throw?
I don't give a fuck how many motherfuckers.
You're not making sense.
You going on one fucking stat. Clinton Portis threw as many motherfucking
5,000 yards receiving.
Clinton Portis threw as many motherfucking halfback options than
give me your
motherfucker.
Monk is your best receiver, bro. Give me. I guarantee you, he had too much more than 5,000.
Shit.
I guarantee you, he had much more than 5,000, bro.
Monk was all-time leading receiver.
I guarantee
at one point.
How much more than 5,000
what are you talking about?
Though, bro?
What are you talking about?
Walter Payton was a running back. We agree.
How
much more receiving yards
at one point
than 5,000
was an all-time leading receiver?
How many yards
talking about?
How many yards did Upmont have more than 5,000?
What you talking about in his career?
In his fucking career, yeah.
Way more. He was an all-time leading receiver.
Say way more?
Pull it up.
Did you say way more?
Come on. He was an all-time leading receiver.
One thing about Google, it can happen now. Walter Payton, 5,000 yards receiving as a fucking running back.
Okay.
Are we on the same
Christian
page?
McCaffrey gonna break that.
You say this shit, but it's
McCaffrey
done.
gonna break that.
Everything is done now.
Come on. This shit you talking don't make a bit of sense. Huh? You're just trying to hype this motherfucker up. I ain't saying the motherfucker ain't good. The motherfucker's great.
Who I'm hyping up though?
Oh man, let me see.
You told me if I don't see the motherfucker, it didn't happen.
What I'm saying to you is, you sitting here going on like you watch every play of motherfucker. You don't have to
do that.
Look, if you're going to
you see all Monk plays, fuck no. Yup. You didn't see every fucking Monk play, bruh.
I seen.
You can tell me he good though, right?
I seen enough.
Exactly.
I seen three Super Bowls. I seen 3 Super Bowls worth.
Can you tell me he good? Exactly. I don't have to see every Jim Brown play, bruh, to know he good.
I'm not saying that he ain't good, but you sitting here comparing him a player you haven't watched his career or the majority or a significant portion of his career, and you compare.
I don't have to see it, but to know he good.
I'm not saying he's
to know he better than Barry Sanders.
Okay,
who I saw in college.
That's your opinion.
Who I watched in college live.
Your opinion.
Who I watched in Detroit live.
That's your opinion.
I know he better than them. I know Walter Payton better than him, and all around doing everything. Why you so hard to admit that? That's your problem. That's not my fault.
No, it's your problem. You want to be right about everything.
You want to make up. You want to believe that Barry Sanders now he can catch the ball. Now Barry Sanders can block out of the blue now.
Look,
come on, bro.
What motherfucking Barry Sanders can do?
All right, but he's not the best back then. Why you throw him up? And then tell me if I ain't see Jim Brown.
Had 12,721 receiving yards in his career. When he at one point I think when he retired, he was number 1.
I know that.
So so you just sit here and say he didn't have much more than motherfucking Walter Payton?
Walter Payton had 5,000 receiving
That's
yards.
cool. That's cool.
Now you with me now?
That's good. Let me see.
You ain't with me. Now you feel me now. When you think about 5,000 receiving yards for a running back, bro.
I done seen motherfuckers backs out the field, hellified backs out the field. A backfield.
We know that.
Come on.
None of them is like Walter Payton.
Bullshit.
Though,
you gonna tell me Marshall Faulk and Rick and
nowhere near like Walter Payton. No,
you crazy. He's a better motherfucker receiver out the backfield than motherfucker Walter Payton.
What?
You are out of your mind.
You are.
I
think you is like those people.
Out of your mind.
You like those people that
Ricky Waters wasn't
never watched Jordan, bro.
What?
You like a person that never watched Jordan.
I watched
it's
Jordan.
Like you have an opinion. You have opinion about the greatest player ever, but never watched Jordan play.
That's your opinion.
That's some silly shit. You never watched Walter Payton, bro.
I watched Jordan.
Chicago Bears is my squad.
But now I'm not saying that.
I watched Walter Payton.
I'm not a fan of LeBron. I'm not saying like LeBron is
not a great player. That's not the point, though. My point is,
you're gonna tell me what I saw. You telling me what I saw now?
That's not what I'm saying.
I watched Jordan play. I watched Magic play.
And
I
you
seen Bird play. I done seen Patrick play.
And you and your right conscience. You're in your mind.
I seen Worthy play.
You're in your right mind. Can't tell me Magic is better than Michael Jordan.
In my mind.
You just talking.
I done seen a man.
You don't want Jordan to be the best.
A man that played all 5 positions, who won a fucking championship playing center.
Who cares?
Who cares?
You won 6 chips, nigga.
So what?
And MVP on all of them.
He got 5.
6 chips, MVP on all of them. Was Magic MVP on all the chips he won?
No.
All right. And Jordan beat Magic.
Sure
and the fucking Jordan. So what are we rapping about, bruh? My point is, you don't have to see the motherfucker, bro, to study them and know they better than one person than the other. You don't have to see that person.
Yes, you do.
That's irrelevant.
You cannot go by YouTube clips and highlights you see on NFL.
Do your eyes work?
Do you study the player?
How many plays I need to see?
Have you seen? All of you have seen.
I need you to tell
highlights
me
of Jim Brown. Look,
how many plays of Jim Brown you need to see to know if he good? Do you need to see every?
More than one.
Do you need to see every snap of his career?
If I'm going to compare him to,
do you need to see every fucking snap of somebody's career?
If I'm going to compare
so you just ain't make sense. You didn't see every snap of my career.
Man is good.
You didn't see every snap of my career, but you just told me he was one of the greatest motherfucking receivers ever.
I did see damn near every snap.
You didn't though.
Snap. I seen enough.
You didn't.
I seen enough.
But you didn't.
I seen enough.
You didn't see all of them.
I seen more than I seen the Jim Brown.
But you didn't see all of them. So that fucked your argument up.
No, don't fuck the argument up.
You can't see everybody's career, bro. You can't see it. You're not gonna be alive at all times. That's not the
argument we in.
Kobe Bryant is one of the best players ever. Everybody didn't get to see him.
Who?
Kobe Bryant.
Oh,
everybody didn't get to see him, bro.
Look,
that makes him not good no more.
Look,
everybody not gonna get to see Marino play or Joe Montana. That makes him not good no more. Barkley. Everybody ain't not gonna see him. They ain't not good because my son ain't get to see him. So my son can say he's not good. Only the people I get to see is good now. That's dumb. You gotta agree with that.
My point is, and this is the point we are.
You gotta agree with that. Yes or no? You agree with that?
I agree.
You gotta agree.
I agree
that it can't be the fact that you didn't see him live that makes him good or bad.
I agree.
That don't make any sense.
I agree.
It's irrelevant.
It's irrelevant. Next subject.
So you agree then? You understand what I'm saying?
And he didn't have over 5,000 yards.
Huh?
He didn't have over 5,000.
What do you have? Tell the audience.
He had 4,000.
All right, what are we rapping about?
It ain't 5,000.
Now you see what I'm saying?
Like I
Find me the other running back that's close to him.
All right, let's go.
And see how this happens. 15,000 yards rushing.
Time.
Period. We talking about receiving right now. And watch where he be.
Time running back. Receiving.
That's like me saying Martin Luther King was his shit. I didn't see him live. Malcolm X, nothing he said out his fucking mouth is irrelevant. I didn't see him live. So you can't tell me how good these people was. Only people that matter to me is Obama.
Okay.
Because I seen Obama. That's the only person I seen, because that's the only person that matters now. That don't make sense.
First of all, you sitting here trying.
If it happened, it happened.
First of all, you trying to.
That's what you said.
Because it's a limited amount of motherfucking film out there on motherfucking Jim Brown. That
how much you need to see to know he can block?
Whoa! I didn't look. That's the point.
What do you mean then?
How much did you see that he blocked?
Enough.
How much did you see? What is enough?
I seen him catch enough passes.
What did you? How many did you see? So how many did you see?
He catch better than Barry Sanders. I can catch better than Sanders.
How many did you see?
You see
I'm asking you. How many?
He catch Barry Sanders. You catch none.
Smoked his ass. Just like I said, 6,875. He got more than 2,000 more yards. He motherfucker.
And then when you talk about Russia, he got 3,000-4,000 more than motherfucker.
Damn. He's fucking.
Man, you see what I'm saying?
He had damn near 7,000. What are you talking about? Marshall Faulk has gained an all-time record, 6,875 receiving yards.
And how much you said Walter Payton had?
94 to 2005.
How much you said Walter Payton had?
He had 4,000 and something. So he smoked about over 2,000 yards.
Are you serious?
He had over 2,000 yards more. So what are you tripping on? What are you talking about? You
what I'm talking about?
Nobody did what fucking Walter Payton did. And one
I'm not saying
that he did.
Nobody's saying that.
You said right here 5 minutes ago,
15,000 yards rushing.
And said,
tell me Marshall Faulk got that. How many motherfucking 1,000 more yards than Jordan?
So what? We talking about yards. We talking about. So don't sit there.
I'm combining everything as the best running back combined.
I've been told Marshall Faulk is one of the best running backs.
He's one of the best. He's not the top. Best. Because we talking about 15,000 yards combined with that.
God damn.
How many touchdowns thrown? How many passing yards? What are you talking about?
Marshall Faulk, 6,875. Laurie Centers, receiving yards, 6,194. Ronnie Harmon, 6,076. Keith Byers, 5,661. Marcus Allen, who I mentioned earlier, 5,411. Tiki Barber, 5,183. Roger Craig, 4,911. Herschel Walker, 4,859. Darren Sproles, 4,840. LaDainian Tomlinson, 4,772.
What are you saying?
Matt Forte. And listen, you don't get. God damn.
What are you talking about?
Matt Forte, John L. Williams, Ernest Biner. Damn. And then you get to Walter Payton.
What does that mean?
It means what you was talking, all that shit you
5,000 yards receiving. So what? 15,000 yards. That's my thing. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
He wasn't a motherfucking complete back as some of these other motherfuckers.
What? What's the fucking 15,000 yards rushing, nigga?
Damn. And hold this up.
16,000 yards rushing.
Marshall Faulk even got 100 rushing touchdowns on top of that. Compared to Walter Payton. Okay, Walter Payton got more.
What are you rapping about, bro?
He got 110.
You tripping now.
LaDainian Thomas got 145. Marcus Allen got
145 what?
So you got motherfuckers.
Dude, they got 16,000 yards rushing.
16,000 yards.
None of these niggas got 16,000 yards rushing. No. To go along with the 5,000 yards receiving. To go along with the touchdown passes. Fuck you mean? They not even in the atmosphere.
Well, shit, Walter Payton ain't number one. Good shit. Damn, Frank Gore right behind him. He got 726. He what?
I'm listening.
He behind who? Emmett?
I'm listening.
Okay. Don't doubt that. I already knew.
Did you? All right. 5,000 with that receiving. It makes my point. He the best back ever. He
doesn't mean
all
he's the best
around
back ever.
How many touchdowns he throw?
How many touchdowns
compared to any running back in the league? He threw more touchdowns than any running back in the league. He threw for more yards than any running back in the league ever. to go with his 16,000 yards rushing and his 5,000 yards receiving, bruh.
Like I say, you
Now what you talking about?
You hype it up one.
Put it all together. That's the best running back ever.
No, Walter Payton is not the best running back ever.
Did you say no?
No, I said no.
You just made my point though.
I ain't make your point. I dismiss your point because you was going off on this alleged 5,000 yards receiving.
What
that
you
ain't
mean?
5,000 yards receiving, and you got motherfuckers that's smoking him in receiving yards. So does that make them a better all around?
That's not what the point is, though.
No, you said your point was that's what he was a complete back.
Yes,
But you had other
16,000 yards rushing, 5,000 yards
give you that.
receiving. I don't know how many
I give you
touchdowns
that.
thrown.
He don't have 5,000. He has 4,000.
And what? 900?
No, 4,000. I'm just looking
I'm
at
listening.
4,500, 4,530.
All right, what are we rapping about? 16,000 yards rushing. How many yards receiving?
Don't pump it up.
Touchdowns
Don't pump
thrown.
it up.
Touchdowns
Look,
thrown.
The point is this.
What are you talking
The
about?
point is this. Walter Payton is one of the top 5 greatest running backs
What?
ever. You might could put him in the top 3. Don't doubt it.
I said the best
You're
all-around back
arguing.
ever. You threw fucking
I
Barry
can put it
Sanders
up
in
there.
here
You can
with
put
Jim Brown
Barry
and Walter
Sanders in
Payton.
there.
That's how this happened.
Man,
You threw Barry Sanders in this thing with Jim Brown and Walter Payton. You did that.
Yeah. How
And
you
then you,
not?
you how
How
much
you
sense-
not?
now you see how much
How
sense
you
you
not?
made? Now you see how much
How
sense
you
you
not?
made? Pull up
Half
Barry
time.
Sanders receiving record yards, brother. Yeah, I bet you won't pull that up. Nowhere near motherfucking Walter Payton.
Let's see. We'll do that.
Not even close.
We'll
How many catches he passed? Probably below average on the fucking motherfucking star, bro.
He is.
What are we rapping about? That's what I'm rapping about.
Sanders.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna realize.
No.
No.
Wait a
Still
minute.
saying no.
Hold on, let me rushing yards. 15,296.
Mm-hmm.
Receiving yards, 2921, 2,921. So that's decent for a running back.
What do you mean?
He's a
A
running back.
running back?
Okay. He's not motherfucking Christian McCaffrey. He's not Ricky Waters. We know he's not Marshall Faulk.
That was the main thing, though. He's a 1,600 yard. He played every down. He blocked, ran, catch,
When you
thrown.
got-
Barry
my
Sanders can't do
point
none of that.
is this.
None of it.
When you got to the era of Barry Sanders,
Ain't no errors.
few
He
were
couldn't do
still
none of that.
Look, the man got 15,269, and that's only a few hundred
Who?
rushing yards.
Who?
Barry
That's-
Sanders.
Barry
Barry
Sanders ain't
Sanders.
got
I'm
no
looking at it
15.
right here. 15,269 rushing yards, 99 rushing touchdowns, 352 receptions, 2,921 receiving yards with 10 receiving touchdowns. What's the
See what I'm
problem?
saying?
What's the problem?
That's half of Walter Payton.
Okay, he wasn't using.
I don't care about that. You told me he's a better back.
You have to.
Nobody care
Because
about that. You start going into
you
details who the
don't
coach
care
was,
about
who the
that.
scheme was, and all that nonsense. That's nonsense.
It is not nonsense.
You only get a period of time in the NFL. What you do? That
So
nigga could
you
not
do
catch.
what I did to do.
He could not catch. He could
ran
not
the
block.
play. Was
You said he could.
Was he calling his
Why
own
would you
play?
say that?
Come on. Because it's true.
And Walter Payton has 16,000, bruh.
I didn't say he said 16,000.
What do you mean?
I said Walter Payton had
492 receptions. 15 touchdowns receptions. Sanders ain't nowhere near none of that. None of
What the
it.
fuck is this?
He probably tripled this nigga shit. Barry Sanders probably had 12,000, 11,000, some shit like that.
12,000. 11,000.
Rushing yards, nigga.
I
Walter
just told
Payton
you he
has
has
16,000. That
15,000.
nigga ain't got no 15,000.
He has 15,000.
He don't.
Barry Sanders, rushing yards, 15,000.
That means he'll be behind Emmitt Smith. Is he anywhere near
He
Emmitt Smith?
was neck and
He's
neck.
not around Emmitt Smith, nowhere near him.
Him and Emmett was neck and neck when Barry Sanders retired. If Barry Sanders had not retired, Emmett would not have got that record. He basically let Emmett have the record.
He said he let him have it, bro.
He basically, when he retired, he let him have it. Both of them was neck and neck. They was neck and neck. The man had 15,269. And motherfucking not Barry Sanders, Emmett had to play them that year or whatever with the fucking Cardinals to get the record.
We talking about 2,000 yards received.
Okay.
352 receptions.
He's not a tight end or
90, nobody cares about that.
That's
10
cool.
touchdowns received.
Okay.
And I just named Walter Payton shit. That triples this nigga dumb shit. Right. Come on, bro.
It's 10 o'clock. I got to get. We didn't argue about a motherfucking Jim Brown and Barry Sanders for a goddamn hour.
What's that matter?
Marshall Faulk, 12,000 yards rushing.
That ain't nowhere near 16,000.
And
what the fuck?
So you saying he ain't one of the best ever?
I never said that.
Okay.
But you threw Barry Sanders in with Walter Payton and Jim Brown.
Because he one of the best. Barry Sanders is one of the best.
He's not in their atmosphere,
He's one of the best ever.
He's not in their atmosphere.
About?
He's not in those two atmosphere.
Okay. I don't think Walter Payton and Jim Brown atmosphere on it for real.
What?
I don't think it's too many. I don't think it's nobody you're gonna put in this motherfucking. Matter of fact, let me see
what? What you say?
Let me see something. I want you to pull up.
This one nigga that led the league in rushing.
Look,
all the way up into the Super Bowl season.
Yeah.
What the fuck? You cannot stop Walter Payton, nigga. He was the best.
No, he wasn't.
I don't even know what Walter Payton you was watching.
I was watching the one that
you wasn't watching Walter Payton.
I was watching the one that got pulled.
You wasn't watching Walter Payton.
I was watching the one that got pulled out the game from.
That was irrelevant, man.
It's not irrelevant.
That was his retiring season. He was old, bro.
So what?
It was a goal line, refrigerated run on goal lines. That's his play. So, that wasn't nothing new.
Nah.
The fuck?
That's something new.
Hell no.
He's such a great running back. You let him get that.
That's my team,
you don't
bro.
disrespect
I know we doing short goal lines. It was refrigerated up the fucking middle.
You don't disrespect him like that.
Huh?
Let me see.
What they got to do with how good he was? Not a damn thing.
Jim Brown played for 9 seasons for the Browns. He had
nowhere near 16,000.
God damn, he had 12,312 in 9 seasons. 262 catches for 2,499 yards.
Nowhere near 400 or something, bro.
And scored 120. You just trying to.
Man, y'all see what I'm saying?
You just trying to make
all around running back. He's finding out now
another one,
that Walter Payton was the best running back ever.
He's another one, just like Barry Sanders, who walked away from the game early.
Nobody cares. That's his fault. That's your fault.
So
Walter Payton passed. He had to leave early too.
You trying to make that man the best.
Walter Payton had to leave early too. Shit,
he one of the best. I can't say it. I ain't gonna disrespect Walter like that. Walter one of the top. I'll put him in top 5. I put him in top 5.
You can't even name running backs better than this nigga, bro. You tripping?
You crazy?
Amanda Gorman. What you know about her?
Who the fuck is Emmanuel Gorman?
Huh? Amanda.
Oh, I said it. I thought you said Emmanuel.
Amanda.
I know. That's the little girl that did the motherfucking who did read the
poem
at the inauguration, and now some motherfucking one person that got the motherfucker banned in Florida. Which don't make a bit of goddamn sense. How can one motherfucking person complain about 2 pages and it was nothing racial on either page that you cited? Matter of fact, I even bought the motherfucker. I even bought the shit up.
So she was at the inauguration. I can't even remember.
She's the one that read.
The poem. Yeah. I keep thinking about that girl that did the sign language. She be throwing me off with the sign language joint. Shit. That's tight way she was doing that shit. I keep forgetting about the girl that did the poem and shit.
Yeah, that was her. What the fuck? Oh, I just put the motherfucker on here too. Might put on.
She said.
And I'll read the statement for her in a minute, but I gotta find that. But it was 2 pages, and I thought I had saved that. Whereas, okay, hold on.
It's breaking news.
Anyway, it was 2 pages. Neither one of them. One person, one idiot, I'll put it like that. One idiot in Florida complained that it was that the poem had something to do with critical race theory or some shit like that, or something racial in it. And it was on pages 12 and 13. And these assholes actually pulled the book and banned the poem. And look,
that reminds me of the Florida. They got banned on yeah, black people. It's advisory from the NAACP. Do not take your ass to Florida. That's from the NAACP, bro. You heard about that?
I know about the advisory, but I know what advisory, the one I know about ain't from the NAACP.
The advisory not to take black people, not to float their ass in fucking Florida, bro.
I seen the one from Rick Scott. Rick Scott saying
That's in Florida.
right. But the one that I've seen, I haven't seen the NAACP, but I have seen this one that issued a formal travel advisory Tuesday warning the state of Florida is openly hostile towards socialists, communists, and those that enable them. So that means when he says socialists and communists, he's talking about those in the Democratic Party. And because those are the only ones that are accused of being socialists and communists. And so that means
you check out
keep
Trump
your
tweet,
black
you'll know what you're
ass,
talking about.
your brown ass, your liberal ass, your anything but a MAGA fucking Republican ass out of fucking Florida, or it's gonna be some shit going down. Look.
Yeah, Florida got out of hand, bro.
I hate to say it, and I don't want to predict it and put it out there, but it sounds like to me that it's gonna be some racial issues, and it sounds like Florida gonna be ground zero. And this shit is starting to get out of hand.
Not only ground zero, but you got the presidential candidates and presidential race heating up. I think Florida, like you said, it is going to be the ground zero because you got Sanchez out there that's running against, and Trump going to blow the whole Florida joint up because he already in Florida. I think that's his home state.
Yeah, that's where he's living at now. But even if he wasn't, his ass has got to go there sooner or later because every candidate got to go to Florida because Florida is crucial. If you want to win the election, you got to visit Florida. And I gotta see something. Matter of fact, let me see. Okay, let me see.
Shit, you got, and then your man just said he running. Oh,
Chris Christie running.
No, he is.
Yep.
Chris Christie.
Chris Christie say he running. Tim Scott say he running. DeSantis is gonna DeSantis is gonna announce tomorrow with crazy. DeSantis is announcing tomorrow.
Scott already announced today.
Scott announced yesterday.
Tim Scott. What do you think about that Tim Scott running for president? I had a feeling he was gonna do it. He kept talking about it, but
he's irrelevant.
Let's talk about that matchup between him and Trump. Let's how would that look? You think he running is irrelevant altogether?
Yes, because he doesn't have a chance to win. Anybody who doesn't have a chance to win, I'm telling you, the only ones that can make a difference, and the only one who's going to make a difference in this fucking GOP primary is going to be right now is Chris Christie, because Chris Christie is not scared of Donald Trump. For whatever motherfucker Donald Trump throws out there, Chris Christie's coming back at his ass. He's not scared of Donald Trump. And what's going to happen is Tim Scott you're going to find out how black he is because Trump is going at him. Trump is going to go at him. Trump is going to throw some racist shit out at him. You want to find out how black he is. Is he going to stand up to Trump? Is he going to stand up to all of the racial shit that Trump done said, done did? Not only towards black people, but Hispanic people, women, and all kind of minorities. Is Tim Scott going to stand up, not wait for Trump to come at him, but is he going to go on the offensive and call out Trump as a bigot and a racist? I don't think he is. And that's where, and that's going to be the moment where he don't have no support in the black community anyway.
Excuse me.
Nah.
And that's where what little support he has, and he's going to show himself as Clarence Thomas Jr. when he don't stand up to Trump and call him out for his racism and his bigotry.
Now, he announced his joint the other day. Anybody don't know, Tim Scott announced that he's running for president in the Republican Party, which he's a Republican anyway. Anybody don't know. But I think he's like one of the only 2 Republican black people they even in the party. Come think of it. But to me, I think
it's more, but it ain't on front.
I think he's running because I don't think he's gonna be reelected in South Carolina. Be honest with you.
Look,
and I think, all right, out of all the people running against Trump, right? Trust and believe when I tell you that I think Scott is the one he got to worry about, bro.
No, yeah.
I really think for some reason, I think Scott, for this point reason only, he black.
Don't mean shit.
And personally, I think Republicans do whatever they need to do with their money to win. They don't care what the fuck. Look what they did. They backed a racist pig all the way through. All their money.
This is the problem, and this is the biggest problem, and this is Tim Scott's problem. He has to separate himself from the other candidates. And as a black person running in the Republican Party, if he wants to ever be the face of the Republican Party and attract black people to the Republican Party, he has to stand up to Donald Trump, Marjorie Taylor Greene, McCarthy, and all of these other motherfuckers, Kevin McCarthy, and all these other mofos, and he has to call out the racism in the Republican Party. He has to take a stand, and as soon as he takes the stand on the bigotry of Donald Trump and the bullshit that Marjorie Taylor Greene and all these other motherfuckers are throwing out, they are going to turn on him right then and there, and he is done. He has no chance. The only motherfucker that got the heart to stand up to Trump, I'm telling you right now, is Chris Christie, because he doesn't care. He knows he's not going to win. What he's going to do, what Chris Christie is going to do, he's going to pull a Bernie Sanders type move. He is going to go out there, and his express purpose is to trash Donald Trump, call him out, and when Donald Trump come at him and call him fat ass Christie or whatever the fuck he call him, Doughboy Christie or whatever the fuck he's gonna call him, he's gonna come back and say, this is what I'm talking about. This is it. And he has a heart to call him out. This motherfucker, Tim Scott, the minute he does it, the party's gonna turn on.
I don't know.
Watch.
But he announced we're gonna tap in for a little bit up.
That's 700.
Because I like some of the shit he said compared to
said to me, son,
I want to see him and Trump go against each other. Like shit he's saying is going to contradict what Trump's saying. Put it like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I can't wait. Now everybody know this is a black oriented podcast that black pop culture and everything is involved. But hey, just like the motherfucking Clarence Thomas and all of the world, we gonna point them out to you, baby. You know what I'm saying? This is an announcement.
I'm
Tim
announcing
Scott
today that I'm running for President of the United States of America.
Now, the only thing I'm not gonna feel with Tim Scott, bro, is he not really a MAGA. He not MAGA, none of shit like that. But he go along with the get along, put it like that. You know what I'm saying? And he the type of person that why we had this podcast is that type of person right here is the person that black person will see on screen. Because most black people don't watch the whole, you know what I'm saying, the meat and potatoes of politics, right? That's why we here, for the people that do, you know. But they'll just see the final 3 or 4 people running. You know what I'm saying? The 3 or 4 people that's debating. You feel me? If he one of them, black people can gear towards this type of person because well spoken for sure. And when he don't talk Republican talking points. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of like he avoiding the Republican talking points unless he talking directly about Biden. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it's just like, I don't know. I think he a wild card, bro.
Nah.
You don't think so at all?
Nope. Because look,
I just think
it's like this. Every black Republican, right or wrong, gets labeled the same way. They get labeled as a house nigga, a GOP puppet, and all kind of stuff when they join the Republican Party. You do not have a black Republican. You cannot recall one that's black, and I'm not talking about the ones I'm not talking just about the ones that you see in Congress and the Senate or whatever. None of them stand up when it comes time to stand up for what is right and what is happening with police brutality and institutional racism and stuff like that. They never see nothing wrong, and they never stand up. They never stand up for the George Floyds and such that's been murdered at the hands of police, and you never see them step out there. But they'll go along with the Republican talking points or the Republican stance. They never, when it comes to civil rights, you never see the black Republicans stand up when civil rights is being violated or when it's time to renew the Civil Rights Act, this, that, and the third. You never see them. But you're going to tell me that when it's on the line, and you never see them in the black community, you damn sure never see them in the black communities. You never see them take an hour to come to the hood, to stop off at the barbershop, to have a rally in the hood. Maybe the votes ain't there, but you never come to say, this is what I can do for you. This is what I stand for. This is what our policies could do for you if you would vote for us. You never do that. But you want to tell me this dude is going to stand up to the biggest bully in America, the biggest bully in the world, a man who will say and do anything, he will lie about anything, this, that, and the third, to get the way he wants to be. But you're going to tell me Tim Scott is that man?
I think I'm gonna tell you why I say that, right? He a wild card because, first of all, Trump hasn't went at him at anything yet, right? He haven't thought of him. He coming out the blue. So it's gonna make it hard for Trump to do what he want, like make up a name, right? He black now. You gotta be real sensitive with names you making up. You know what I'm saying?
No.
So Trump gotta deal with him delicately, put it like that.
Nah.
Different from the other ones,
He
where he can just say your father killed JFK. He can say all that stuff for those people. He can't do that with a black man, right? You talking about a black man that said his father brought them from cotton to Congress, bro. His father fucking picked cotton, bro.
Look,
to he in the Congress.
That
right there is a story motherfucking Trump can't fuck up. He can't, no matter what Trump say, he can't stop a black man's story that his fucking father picked cotton.
But that
and then he in the Congress. Now he a Republican now. No, trust me, everybody pay attention. I don't fuck with him now. But this is reality. His father picked cotton. He in the Congress. He black. He's just a Republican that fucks the whole thing up.
This is the problem with that. This is the problem with that. Even as Trump himself, and that's a slippery slope for him to go at Tim Scott that way. It's already established that he's a racist. And Trump has super PACs behind him that's raising millions and millions and millions of dollars, who will gladly say the things that Trump cannot outwardly say. So the problem with Tim Scott is this: is when the George Floyd, when what happened when George Floyd went down, and he had a chance to step out there and make a name.
True.
And he had a chance to stand up.
True.
For his people.
True.
He didn't do shit.
I mean, but that goes to the fact that
he did not do shit.
One of the reasons why that's an overall thing, though. But that's one of the reasons why we do this podcast. We know black people like that, right? That's why I say he a Republican, though. So everybody got to look at him from what he is first, right? But the fact that he black, I'm telling you that he can pull the wool over some black people now. Once he get to the final 3-4 people, that's what I'm saying. Where a black person look, oh shit, he might be president. You feel me?
But see,
even though he gonna mushy around the motherfucking policies because he's not gonna try to go all the way where Trump at, right? He gonna try to bash Biden, so he gotta be somewhere in between somewhere.
Look, this is the flat out deal with Tim Scott, and it's the same deal with every other candidate that's running for the Republican nomination. Trump starts at a floor. His floor. He can never go no lower. His floor is he already has half or damn near half of the party behind him. That brother right there doesn't. It's not even close.
No, that goes to politics 101. That's just something different right there, because from his standpoint, he had to be aggressive. He had to go at Trump, but he's not going to do that.
He can't do that because as soon but
I'm gonna tell you, he the one person. If he go at Trump, it's not a lot Trump can do with him.
This is what I'm trying to tell you what's going to happen. It's going to look. You know what they're going to do with him? They're going to do the same thing that if he goes at Trump, and what he needs to do is, and what he has to do is go at Trump. They're going to label him the same way they label Cory Booker when he was out there yelling and making all them crazy ass faces. They're going to label him the angry black man. And in the Republican Party, the angry black man ain't gonna get it.
That's that trap that Obama fell into. He kept trying to be nice because he didn't. Because he even said he didn't want to look like the angry black man.
Because Obama couldn't fall in the Obama when he ran from that convention, that first convention he spoke at on. Obama could not portray himself as the angry black man in no way, shape, form, or fashion. That's why he took so much of the shit he took. And you see when you had a Cory Booker out there that he raised his voice and he was making all the faces, they portrayed him as an angry black man. Let this dude right here come at Trump and call Trump out. You can call him out on his policies. Blah 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 blah. Okay, you got so many people everybody in the Republican Party that voted for Trump already thinks we are better off. We was better off 4 years ago than we are now. When they ask that question, are you better off 4 years ago than you are today? They'll answer that question under Trump, and they'll say yes. Okay, and how can he get away from all of the shit that Trump put out there that he voted for? He's not a freshman. He's not a freshman senator or a freshman congressman. He's been in there for a while, and he voted for this. He voted along Trump lines. So he can't separate himself from that, because they say, if you say, well, you gave out all these tax breaks to the rich and blah blah blah, he'll say that, and they'll look at him and say, well, motherfucker, you voted for it.
Yeah.
Boom. They'll shut him down on that. If he come at him with the motherfucker with his bigotry, racism, the sexual assault charges, and all this other shit, they'll come back at him. He'll come at him. Then they'll label him. They'll call him a liar. They'll label him a liar, a never Trumper, and a Trump conspiracist, and then he'll get that label as being an angry black man. And then basically they'll whisper along themselves, do you want this? Basically they said, you want this black nigga, this nigga to be this angry nigga to be the face of the party. That'll what to go around in the backroom circles. We can't put this nigga out there.
But again, the party itself is optimistic. They what's that word where they do shit. They pick shit out like that. For example, they pick this person just to think he might can win. You feel me? Just because. But
okay,
if it was him and Trump by themselves, this would be tough. But I think in the bottom line, I think he's just running to be vice president. He wanted a chance to be in the cabinet or something like that. He's not running actually to beat Trump. Because he's not. I guarantee the whole time he run, he's not going to say anything directly about Trump. He's going to keep talking about Biden, which make him be a motherfucker that's scared of Trump. Because you in the Republican Party, what you talking about Biden for? You know what I'm saying? You ain't even made it there yet.
But he has to.
Huh?
That's no problem. He gotta run against Biden at some point. You gotta compare your policies to Biden policies.
You gotta beat Trump first.
But he can't compare his policies to Trump policies because he voted for Trump policies.
This is gonna be that's
the problem.
Now you see what I'm saying? How this is gonna be so. I'm gonna love this. You got a black man running who voted for all this clown foolery. You know what I'm saying? Now,
see, this is the problem.
Like, what are you gonna do when he runs?
If it was Colin Powell, if he was a Colin Powell type black man running for the Republican Party nomination, it would be different.
It would be tough.
But he is to the right. He might not be entrenched with the MAGA Republicans, but he's right there with them. Yeah. He done voted right there with them. He can't separate himself.
Nah, ain't no way.
And the Republican, he is not a black man that the Republican Party is going to coalesce behind. Because for one, the Republican Party money, yes, he's going to raise money. He's going to raise some money. But the money you need to win a primary and to go into the general election is not going to get behind.
Not as much as Trump going to get.
Hell no. Trump going to get money. DeSantis is going to get more money than Tim Scott.
He is. But when it comes to the money, Sanchez joint shaky too. All these niggas joint real shaky, bro. It's like, I don't know. Sanchez might be in trouble. He banning black people. Well, he banning shit that was making the NAACP give advisory to black people and traveling, and not to go to motherfucking Florida and shit like that. So we're in a situation where this is a problem. You know what I'm saying? Florida is turned into a problem.
It's a problem. It's a problem.
He fucking with Disney, so we ain't no need to go down there for Disney.
The shit with DeSantis
Sanchez wild as shit,
is a problem for us. But you got to understand who the people he's talking to. He's not talking to the United States as a whole. He's talking to the Republican Party and the people in Florida and the people in the Republican Party. And that's who he's speaking to. He doesn't have to pivot and speak to the nation as a whole and try to bring other people into it unless he gets to the general election, which he's not. But he's speaking to Trump voters, and he's speaking to that Republican base, and they love him. In Republican circles, they love him. Now, what you're going to see, what you see on in the media is, Disney is whooping his ass. He's made missteps. But when you get to the people, just like Trump, they'll go on all of this shit on Trump. Well, he's been indicted. He done lost a civil sexual assault case. He got all of these cases coming up. He got this and that. And then you get both sides out in the general public. But when you get inside the Republican Party and that base, at least half of the motherfuckers love him. They love him to death. If they did not love him within the party, he would not be the front runner. If they didn't love DeSantis, they would let him know. He would know, and he wouldn't think about running. But he knows he has support in the party, and that's what he needs right now. It's not about everybody. It's about the party. As long as he got support in the party, motherfucker gonna run. But like I say, Tim Scott is not someone. Clarence Thomas is the type of motherfucker. The Republican Party went out front as a black person, because you know exactly what this motherfucker is.
Exactly.
Now,
but
Tim Scott,
Tim Scott is somebody that this podcast is this for. We decipher the boo-boo the fool black people that try to get black people to think he. First of all, if you're a Republican as a black person, we already know as black people as a culture, you were the squishy any fucking way, right? Now, people like us know he passed squishy. He way on the other side. He not even with us. He's just black, period. Black and skin only. And we're gonna start using that. Black and skin only.
Yeah, I'm saying. Because
that nigga black. Tim Scott, black and skin only.
Tim Scott,
what's wrong with him?
Look.
They don't preach the black culture problems. They don't fight for black culture problems, issues at all. They use the black culture when they right now he about to run. I guarantee you pull from the black culture and say, I'm a black. I came from here. My father was here. You know what I'm saying?
He'll do it in South Carolina because he won't. I don't even know how much he can do it in South Carolina, because, like I say, the man has showed his hand. He didn't show his hand in what he's for. And look,
I give him to him. That speech he had when he said his family is going from cotton to Congress, picking cotton to Congress. That's a nice line. I gotta give him that, bro. that's a nice one, bro.
But when Clarence
from
Thomas
picking
was out
cotton, what I'm trying to tell you is, like us, we here to inform motherfuckers, right? But most people don't catch on to politics to the end part, where they catching him with three people left, and he's saying shit like from cotton to fucking, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
you can't tell me that that's a good thing to hear.
Towards older voters and voters
from
in the
cotton
South.
to Congress.
Yeah, though, but the younger voters these days don't identify.
That touch for all black people. When you say from cotton to Congress,
no, it doesn't.
That just touched everybody.
The younger generation of this day. Look, the younger generation don't even motherfucking.
A nigga that was picking cotton
don't identify with. They look. A lot of the younger generation these days think Martin Luther King and the people of that generation is irrelevant, and they don't mean as much as they should.
They go back to what we were talking about earlier. But did that make it true,
if you
though?
think they don't identify with the civil rights movement, you would think you don't believe they will go back when you pull out a motherfucking a reference from the 30s, 20s, 30s, and 40s as picking cotton and picking tobacco and all that other shit, even though it went on, it still goes on to this day. But the younger voters don't identify and can't identify with that because they are 1-2 generations removed from that, and they basically don't read up and don't look up.
That's a storyline we're gonna need to watch.
And
so Tim Scott, man,
if you go, if he's talking to older, if he's talking to older voters and he's talking to Southern voters, shit like a line like that will resonate because he's from the South. He know how to talk to people in the South. Well, he know what trigger words to use for people in the South. But when you get to
trigger words is a good word for that.
But when you get to what he needs, look, for him to win the Republican Party nomination,
it's gonna be him and Trump at the end, bro.
He needs it's not. He needs
trust and believe the day. What's the day?
He needs a substantial black vote.
Mock this on Hoodview Politics.
Not a substantial.
It's gonna be him,
black
and
vote
Trump
in the party
for the Republican
for
Party
him
for
to come out of the primary. And I'm feeling the bet.
I just feel like
still come down to Trump versus DeSantis.
Sanchez is he's the weakest candidate, the weakest politician in America, bro. He do the dumbest shit. He lash out. Everything he do is self-burn. He burned himself up. So you ain't got to worry about him.
He still got support.
We ain't got to worry about him.
In Florida. Just like it was just like when Clinton ran.
We ain't got to worry about him.
And all the shit came out about Clinton, about the women, about the motherfucker. He had the police, the sheriff's department, or whatever, go picking up women from and motherfucker Clinton, Bill Clinton was down at the bottom. And he was like, man, this motherfucker need to go ahead and drop out. And he never dropped out, and he came back. And he came back and he won. Just like after that that impeachment bullshit. His popularity or whatever the fuck his favorability numbers was in the tank. It was like, man, this motherfucker might have to resign or something. Bill just went about his motherfucking work, did his thing, and the whole narrative changed. So you got so much time that he could change. DeSantis can change what I ain't gonna say people as a whole, but what people in the party think. I think he could change that. I think it's going to come down. I think it's going to come down to him and Trump because
Sanchez, though, they the same person,
right? It's going to come down to the lesser of two evils. Who do you want? Are you all right with Trump going back, or do you want somebody that's not Trump, but who basically his policies are the same as Trump? It's going to come down to that.
See, now I look at it opposite. Not the same policies. It's the opposite of him. People like Liz Cheney and shit like that. That's going to be the opposite of him. Not Sanchez. Sanchez is him. He had to beat the shit out of Trump to be even involved in this.
Nikki Haley, Nikki Haley doesn't have a chance.
No.
So if you had Sarah Palin when she was at the height of her popularity, Sarah Palin would have been a better Republican candidate than Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley's irrelevant.
Yeah. We do appreciate everybody tuning in, though, bro. You know what I'm saying? Though, before we get out here, we're gonna talk about how the fuck. What's the debt ceiling, right? Because they holding up everything. Biden had to come back on his motherfucking joint office. Is he on vacation? I don't think he's on vacation. He was on one of those trips. You know what I'm saying? You go to other countries.
He came back.
He had to cut it short because the Republicans want to negotiate on the debt ceiling. Now, the debt ceiling itself is, for example, if I give my son $20, right? And he go spend that for the week for his lunch and everything, but he got to give it back, right? Sunday come, and now Republicans want to negotiate whether or not to get this back or not. That's the debt ceiling right there in a nutshell, motherfucker. All the money America already spent. They want to negotiate now on spending on paying them debts and shit. Like that's the debt ceiling, bro. That's how it goes up and up because they don't pay the debts. Now, to me, you pay them. Republicans always want to negotiate when this happens. Why?
I'm gonna tell you.
They start bringing up stuff like what you say earlier. They throw in stuff in. Like it has nothing to do with it.
This is what it is.
It's the craziest shit.
And this happens every year. For people For people that pay attention, they know that it's happening. It happens every year, and it's going to keep happening. And we already know how it's going to end. It's going to end the same way it always did.
Not good.
It is time that, all right, every year in the budget, it's a lot. It's allotment to pay, to pay off the national debt or whatever the fuck or whatever we owe. We owe out. So it's that time again, and I guess it's a new budget hasn't been. Congress hasn't gotten around to a new budget yet. So you won't have to raise the debt ceiling about how much we can borrow to pay them bills, to pay out what we owe.
Exactly.
So motherfucking Republicans use it every time they're in office. They use it. Well, we're not going to raise the debt ceiling. We're just going to default we'll default on what we owe out.
Yeah.
Okay. They did it one time, and it cost the United States their AAA credit rating, AAA bond rating, or something like that.
But no, explain what they do though. They hold it up to get stuff they want.
Yeah, what they want to do is say this time and every time they'll say, well, the bills is due and we can't pay them, so we're gonna have to make cuts somewhere. They use it to try to cut entitlements. They're trying to cut Social Security, Medicare, food stamps.
And don't forget,
and they use this.
They try to make they put a job thing on your joint on.
They're trying to put a work requirement on all these social programs. Now, what they're gonna do is the same thing they do every year. The president gonna call a bluff, and if the Republicans don't get around to doing something about it at the last minute, because it gets done at the last minute, they'll raise the debt ceiling.
Let me ask you something though. Biden started off saying he's not going to negotiate, but obviously he is now
because he don't have to.
Back. But what would you do? You would negotiate too?
I wouldn't.
You would?
I wouldn't.
Like, come the fuck on. Why? Pay the bills, nigga. It's just not negotiating time.
No, he don't have to. He don't have to negotiate.
He really don't, though.
He has a secret weapon, which is called the 14th Amendment, where by his own hand, Biden can motherfucking raise the debt ceiling himself and not default on the debt of the United States of America. That's why it's never going to happen.
I wouldn't negotiate. I wouldn't stop no trips. None of that.
He doesn't have to negotiate. We are in an election cycle.
Coffee, whatever the fuck your name is.
Yeah.
Pay the bills, fool. That's it. Don't put some on a credit card and then don't want to pay the shit later on. That's just some stupid shit, bro. Like, come on, man. That you seeing what Republicans do when they're in charge.
Right.
They reckless with the money. They don't pay no fucking bill. They don't want to pay bills, bro. You can see it. Fuck?
They want to pay it, but they want to take away. Look, they're using the debt crisis or the manufactured debt crisis to get what they want. They holler about, they'll say they don't want to touch Social Security, Medicare, and stuff like that. They'll use the debt crisis and say a manufacturer debt crisis, which they do every year, every 2 years or whatever. They'll manufacture a debt crisis and say we got to cut these programs so we can pay off.
So we can pay the shit. Yeah.
Not telling you that the debt that they ran the fucking debt up on Trump's watch.
They leave that out every time.
They leave it out that and see what they're not telling you, and they're not going to tell you unless you listen. It's never out in the open, because if you don't listen, you won't hear it. It's a manufactured crisis, and they're using it for one. Like I say, they're cutting entitlements.
It's blackmail, for real.
Right. And goddamn it, I forgot what the hell I was going to say.
But like you said, I wouldn't negotiate if I'm buying. It's like, hey, whatever, bro. We gonna pay these bills regardless. We're not negotiating with you with that bullshit.
Look, I negotiate. I negotiate for this simple fact to say, look to the American people. I tried and I tried. I invited his ass to the White House. I put forth a proposal we was ready to negotiate. They wanted to cut spending in somewhere. I didn't want to cut spending.
That's it.
And if we default, it's the fault of the Republicans. Biden can do that. He can make it, and he can tie Trump into it. They're not going to tell you. That's what I was thinking of. That the debt that Biden has lowered the debt and lowered what we owe. But what
the fact go
but the thing is, look, if the Republicans get their way and they get to cut these entitlement programs or whatever, it's gonna erase everything that Biden has done in the 3 years. Yeah, in 2 years and some change he's been in there. For everything good he done, they're trying to sabotage it by using the debt ceiling to do it. And that's all. It's a game. They playing a game back and forth. I play your game and I let you walk right into the trap. Because in the end, it's going to be Biden gonna stand up and say, I was ready to do this. I was ready to do this. The Republicans and Kevin McCarthy and the Republicans was unwilling to do it. They wanted to do something that they knew I wasn't going to go for, and they tried to hold the country hostage for it. And
that's what they doing.
And the blame is going to be on them.
They did that shit with a bomb one time. Fuck
shit,
the country
Newt Gingrich tried it. It backfired on them. It every time they tried, it backfired on them. But if push come to shove, and they don't get something done by next week, by June 1st, next week sometime, he still can use the 14th Amendment, use his power, raise the debt limit,
exactly,
do what he got to do. And when they say, well, why did you have to do it? First thing I say, first thing come out of my mouth, why did I have to do it? Go ask Kevin McCarthy. Bam, leave it at that.
Like you said, I would negotiate now. Think about it. I would negotiate. I'll try to get my stuff out of that thing.
Good
shit that I want.
Look, this election is coming up.
It's gonna be a crazy joint.
It's gonna be Trump versus Biden too.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be
I don't give a fuck about nobody else running neither side.
And that's true.
It's
but
gonna
the
be
vice president,
Trump,
the Tim Scott
Biden
shit
too. He's
might
not
be
gonna
vice president, bro.
He's not gonna be
You don't think vice president either?
Fuck no, it'll be Marjorie Taylor Greene before it be
God.
before it be Tim Scott. It mark my words.
Hey, bro.
It will be Marjorie Taylor Greene.
No, yeah, it's no way.
Before it be
fuck.
100 times. Out of 100 times before it be Tim Scott.
I can't imagine that nigga being that dumb.
Look,
Marjorie Taylor Greene though.
Look, it is y'all. Everybody got to understand this about there is no black base in the Republican Party for them to satisfy. What use is putting him on the ticket? Is he going to put Trump? The majority of Trump's base is racist. That's bigots.
Now think about
you
that.
cannot alienate your base by putting Tim Scott on the ticket.
You need some
They'd
Christian
rather
or
have
something
this crazy bitch on the motherfucking ticket.
Can't be her though. No.
Yes. It will be Marjorie Taylor
Maybe
Greene.
Nikki Haley.
It won't be Nikki Haley.
She mixed with something though. I don't think
Nikki Haley was in the cabinet. Then she left. He's not going to put her on the ticket. He's not going to bring her back and put her on the ticket. That's not going to happen.
That'd be a clown foolery race. These two in there.
That's the whole thing I'm trying to tell you about Tim Scott. There is no significant. If it's a base of black voters in the Republican Party, it is very, very small.
Yeah.
He serves no. Look,
and they got an agenda that they black in the Republican Party. They more about money, it's taxes. You know what I'm saying?
If anybody understands politics, get me right if I'm wrong. The purpose of getting a vice president or announcing a vice president or a certain vice president that you pick is that vice president, your candidate, can deliver you something. When Biden picked when Biden picked Kamala Harris, he could deliver women as a whole because she's the first black. She will break a glass ceiling that Hillary couldn't, and she also will help deliver black voters and black women voters. That was her purpose. When Obama picked Biden was picked because the one thing that they said about Obama, we like him, we think he can be a good president, but he lacks the experience because he had only served one term as a senator. Mm-hmm. So he needed someone that knew Washington, knew how to work Washington, knew how to work deals. How do you think Obamacare got passed? It was Obama, yeah, but it was a lot of Biden, because Biden knew how to go up on Capitol Hill and work it.
True.
Go back to when JFK picked LBJ. When John F. Kennedy picked Lyndon Baines Johnson. This is back in the 60s. Even before I was born. See, I do read up on some of that shit. He picked Lyndon Baines Johnson for one reason and one reason only. He could deliver Texas.
Yeah.
And that he did. He delivered Texas. So what can Tim Scott do for Trump other than piss off his racist base?
Who can you think it'd be? He's not gonna pick what's his name no more. Is he even running? What's his vice president last time?
And that's another thing. Who knows if motherfucker
I forgot his name.
God damn, that motherfucker jumped in.
Damn.
You had
Trump.
And he was picked. And he was picked because he was a governor and he knew how to run a government. That's why Pence was picked.
Yeah, Pence. Yeah.
Because he was a governor.
Do you picture another Pence somewhere? I don't see nobody.
Nah.
Who would he pick? It can't be this girl.
Look, check it.
Can't be her, bro.
Yes. You got to understand.
He want to lose if he pick her.
People has got to. Why? That bitch they love that crazy bitch. But that will be look.
That's what they do too. They definitely love her.
Just like when motherfucking Steve Smith talked McCain into picking Sarah Palin. Sarah Palin was picked because Hillary was running and Hillary lost. And women were pissed off that Hillary lost because they thought that at the time Obama jumped his turn.
Yeah.
Because it was always thought up until that point, well, we'll get 8 years of Hillary, then Obama run and get it, and then you'll have a Democratic dynasty. And women were pissed the fuck off. White women in particular, when Hillary lost.
Yeah.
They was loving Hillary.
That was tough because she went over against a pig, so that makes it weird. Women wants to beat the pig, you know what I'm saying?
And yeah, this when Hillary lost in the primary to Obama.
Oh, that was a tough joint. She almost won that joint too.
Yeah, she could have won it.
Matter of fact, she got more votes than him. Anybody don't know, little known
But-
fact, she got more votes than him. He won on the.
He won the states he needed to win to get to 270.
No, he won on the.
I mean, not 270, but
he won off the super delegates. They
Yeah.
switched. Some of them joints was already with Hillary. They
Yeah.
switched to him. That would make him win. People don't know
Right.
that. She came back at the end. She
Women-
started winning West Virginia. She started
Right.
winning Virginia. All these states
But
is
my point
more
was-
like conservative states.
Yeah.
She started winning those over Obama.
Yeah.
It came back,
But my point,
and it came down to certain super delegates, bro.
yeah, that switch.
That switched their joint and made it motherfucking Obama. People don't know how close that was,
Right.
though.
But my point,
That was
making
close
it
to
now,
Hillary being
situation
the
was-
nomination, bro, the nominee. If they would
Women-
stay put, Hillary would have been the nominee.
Women were hot. Now they coalesced when Hillary took her time, when Obama did right, when he said, this is a tough loss, I'm gonna give her the time she needs. And when she wants to speak and she wants to speak and bring the party together and endorse me, she's doing it in her own time. He was right to do it like that. He was smart to do it like that because women were hot that week. She didn't I think she lost on the Tuesday. She didn't endorse Obama till that Saturday. It was that Saturday afternoon.
And it's funny because those voters that she had was the same voters that voted for Trump. Those are the people that went. Those voters she kept getting at the end.
Because she got them in the West Virginia and shit like that in conservative states.
Exactly.
So that was
when it was just motherfucker, the coal workers and all that stuff. She started getting those. Those were the workers that Obama couldn't get though. That's funny how politics is.
Doing that whole thing, they knew McCain could not beat Obama, which turned out to be right. They knew, and because he went through he did too much grandstanding. He changed campaign managers and whatever. He changed campaign managers like 2-3 times or more. But then he ended up with Steve Smith. Steve Smith went to Alaska and got Sarah Palin and dressed her ass up because
that was trash.
They thought that women, and especially women in the Democratic Party, were so pissed, which they was, that just by putting her on a ticket, they could siphon women from the Democrats.
Obama. It was the dumbest thing. You had
until this bitch opened up her mouth.
Yeah, you had ain't that. The president, the one that was running, the head ticket person was not a good campaigner, first of all.
But
and she was a better campaigner, but she was just trash. Her story was trash.
She was trash as a campaigner. She couldn't get right. She didn't know the fuck she was talking about.
Shorty can campaign. She hyped the crowd up.
She hyped the crowd up.
Her facts and all that good shit is just off point.
That's what made her a shitty campaigner because she had shit all wrong. But when Sarah Palin got introduced, she was due. The bitch hadn't opened up her mouth yet, and she was fired for like 2 weeks.
The MAGA joint before they was named MAGA.
She was hot.
I tell everybody.
You had white women everywhere was going on getting them Sarah Palin glasses and
tell everybody
getting their hair done and all that shit.
This MAGA joint,
mouth,
they was here before. That was part of motherfucking what's the name of them crowd? The people that like the people that like parasailing, whatever fucking name, what's the name?
Sarah Palin.
Sarah Palin.
The MAGA
people that like her.
The MAGA Republicans is nothing but the far right. It's the same. The MAGA Republicans is your Rush Limbaugh crowd, your Steve Bannon crowd.
She was in that. That was her shit.
And that was her shit. But when she opened her mouth and she couldn't get facts straight, she didn't know what she was saying. She didn't know what she was doing. She didn't know what the fuck she... Look, the night they lost the election to Obama, this bitch had a speech prepared. Like she was going to go out. She was prepared to go out and give a concession speech. Bitch, the vice presidential candidate does not speak. When you lose. And they had to tell her. She was terrible. Man, they got afterwards, they talk about that jet brought like a dog. But the vice presidential candidate, that's why they take so long right up until the convention to announce, because they got they need, when they need something, the vice presidential candidate shows up a spot where you weak at. And it's going to be different with Trump because Trump going into 4 years and know after this, win or lose,
this is it. It's no way he can run again.
He gonna burn it down.
Yeah, this is the
I'm
last.
telling you, that motherfucker coming out like, what's that motherfucker on? What's that motherfucker wrestler? He coming out like that motherfucker Seth Rollins. Burn it
ain't like
down.
You wait for the next 4 years to try it again.
Oh no. It's done.
It's this time or no time.
Yeah, he gonna burn it down. And she has a lot of support, and she has a lot of power in the Republican Party. If she won it, she gonna get on that ticket.
I don't know,
unless they can find, let's
I
say-
think he'll pick Nikki Haley first before her.
Nah.
Out of all these people running, Nikki Haley gonna be on the ticket compared to
because
it's between Nikki Haley and Tim Scott.
she left she left it. She was in the cabinet. She was out of the cabinet within the first year or so, and he dogged her.
But now I can't really think of Tim Scott no more because the MAGA crowd ain't. That's gonna be distasteful for them. Appreciate everybody tuning in, bro. Facebook, YouTube, Holler at Your Boys, live each and every Tuesday night. Politics from the hood point of view. And don't forget, we might sneak in another night here and there when you never know. When you're in the late night summers, hot as fuck, you're trying to find the air conditioner plug, and all of a sudden, here we go. Rabbit Jones.
Something like that. Tony,
the
soul
number one
brother.
soul brother will pop in your living room, baby. Holler at Your Boys. Politics, baby. We don't give a fuck who you vote for either.
Talking about politics coming from a view of the streets, you know what I'm saying, dog? You know, we're not coming from professional view. We're not lawyers, none of that shit that's on TV, you know what I'm saying? We come straight from the hood. We the hood people.